Hey everyone, welcome back to Shade Review. In today's video, we are reviewing the brand new Ray-Ban RB2213 sunglasses. But first off, we gotta thank today's video sponsor, our own website, shadereviewstore.com, the absolute best place to buy designer sunglasses, up to 80% off the original MSRP. Again, our website there is shadereviewstore.com. Check it out. So let's go ahead and pop the sunglasses on face and talk about the dimensions. These have 55mm lenses in a 20mm bridge, and this is the standard and only lens size that Ray-Ban makes for this particular pair of sunglasses. So as I film this video, there's not a larger or a smaller lens size when it comes to the RB2213. But with that being said, the 55mm lens size here is definitely going to be a really good standard fit to fit the average person's face really nicely. Now, as far as the exact colorway that I have on today's video, these have Ray-Ban's polished black propionate frames with their classic G15 green crystal all glass lenses. As far as the styling goes, I actually really do like the styling of these. They look really good. Definitely kind of have like a Wayfarer style to them, kind of similar to the Ray-Ban Boyfriend, but definitely a little bit more modernized in my opinion. If we take a closer look at the sunglasses, we can see a painted on Ray-Ban logo here for authentication purposes, and also a little etched RB logo here in the middle left lens for authentication purposes. Then we can also see a little metal piece here on the front of the frame, and that is not just there for show, that actually connects through the propionate material all the way to the all metal hinge, so it's going to add a lot of rigidity to these frames as well. Those frames do come in 4 different colorways. Personally, with a propionate material, I do prefer the black because propionate, in my opinion, doesn't look quite as good as an acetate material would. So that black obviously hides that, and you're not going to have as beautiful kind of tortoise colors or Havana colors when it comes to propionate versus acetate. So with propionate frame, I almost always go for something like an all black. These frames, like I said, do have all metal hinges, and these are a 5-barrel all metal hinge. They feel really, really good when you open up and close them. They just feel very, very substantial and nice. And we can actually see that Ray-Ban is actually etched onto the hinge here, and that extended plate of the hinge actually connects to the raised Ray-Ban logo that is found on the outside temples of the frame. So that's also there for rigidity purposes. It's also going to hold that logo in place with a little rivet here. So definitely a higher quality pair of frames as far as the building process goes on these. Now on the other side, the cheaper process that they're using when making this pair of frames is they're not using a block acetate material. They're actually using a injected propionate material. So basically they have a mold and they're injecting that plastic into the mold, and there's going to be 2 pieces that they form into one. So here on the temples, right in the middle, there's actually going to be a line. You can actually feel it, and if I use my nail on here, I can actually kind of like file it off and make it a little bit smoother. So with that being said, the finishing on these frames is not perfect, and that's the case with a lot of these propionate frames or injected acetate material frames, where Ray-Ban didn't go the extra mile and polish it absolutely perfectly like they should have. You definitely should not be seeing those lines on this pair of sunglasses. However, all the ones that I've handled basically do have those lines, and over time it's actually going to kind of go away because you're going to have some like friction on there, and you're going to wear it down, and it's going to look good once that's done. But up until then, you really just got to use your fingernail and kind of just remove that extra plastic. Super strange that Ray-Ban doesn't go the extra mile there. Now, as far as where these frames are made, they are going to be made in China. They say Ray-Ban T, and if it says Ray-Ban T, they're made in China 100% of the time. In the box does say made in China, and some of these frames actually say made in China right here as well. Now, as far as coverage from sun goes, these frames are not going to offer the best coverage from sun. So here up top, we can see a pretty big gap to let sunlight in unprotected. Then here on the side, again, there's definitely a pretty big gap that does unfortunately let sunlight in unprotected. So overall, not the most practical pair of sunglasses. Now, as far as the weight goes, these frames are going to weigh 43 grams, so definitely on the heavier side, and that's because they have those very big all glass lenses. That's definitely going to weigh them down. And as far as the weight balance goes, they're not balanced too well, so they're definitely going to be relatively top heavy here, and that's going to cause a little bit of discomfort if you wear these frames for a long period of time, but overall not too uncomfortable. But after 4 plus hours, you're going to feel some discomfort and kind of having red marks on your nose there. Now, as far as styling goes, like I said, I do definitely like these. I really like the double bridge style on my face. When they're just sitting there on display, I don't think they look quite as good, but once you put them on the face, I actually really do like that double bridge design. It definitely looks very smooth and kind of goes with my face lines really well as well. if that makes sense. So I do like the look of these frames. Probably the only downside here is going to be the fact that they do have those injected lines there that aren't perfectly smoothed out. But the good news is the price. These frames come in at only $168, so these are definitely on the lower end as far as pricing goes on a pair of Ray-Ban sunglasses, and that makes sense because they are made out of an injected material and they are also made in China. However, you're still getting the very good optical clarity of the all glass lenses. You're getting the 100% of UVA and UVB protection as well that I forgot to mention earlier, and the clarity of these lenses is going to be really good as well. And then also the glass lenses have very good scratch protection. So for $168, I don't think it's a bad price, and I'm definitely interested to see Ray-Ban make more sunglasses out of this material and see if they actually finally develop enough to be able to polish these down to be absolutely perfect right out of the box. But right out of the box, you can see a line, injection line on the entire rim of the frame here, and that's definitely kind of ugly. But that's all I got for in this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to give me a big thumbs up down below, and of course, make sure to hit that subscribe button, and then you'll be notified every single time I upload a brand new video just like this one to our YouTube channel. Again, thank you so much for watching the video, and I'll catch you all in the next one.